as I mentioned in the beginning, we are bringing this session to you in collaboration with Seals and Massability, formerly MRC. Today, the presenters are Louis Doe and Izzy Bermudez from the Carroll Center for the Blind. We serve children, people of any age and any stage of vision loss. So we do a variety of services, including rehabilitation, education, and especially our technology training. So here we are today to talk about Assistive Technology 101 and Accessibility 101. And we'll have a great number of tools for you to bring home, and we'll go over the mechanics of how to create some accessible materials as well, and some of the nice assistive technology tools that you can try out for free for yourself as well. So with that, is Louis here?
I am here.
Fantastic. I'll hand it off to you, Louis.
Great. So the one second. The slides are up, Sarah, I'm assuming.
Yep, sorry, one sec.
And Izzy, are you here too?
Gmail. Now. Speech off.
And Sarah, is Izzy in here too as well?
I don't see Izzy.
Yeah, I think he needs in the backstage, he needs to click the webinar button to join us. So if you or James could let him know.
I will see coming right now.
Yeah, I see Izzy. So, hi everybody. Thank you for bearing with us through all the technical difficulties. My name is Louis Doe. I am the lead administrator for the Screen Reader User Tester Training Program at the Carroll Center for the Blind. With me is my colleague Izzy Bermudez. He is an assistive technology instructor at the Carroll Center. So our agenda for today. We're going to go over overviews of assistive technology, examples of assistive technology, the importance of assistive technology, a brief overview of digital accessibility, an example of an inaccessible website, an example of an accessible website, and we'll talk about some best accessibility practices. And then, of course, we'll hear some questions and answer them for you lovely attendees. So I'm going to pass it over to Izzy to tell you about what is assistive technology.
Hello and welcome everyone. So glad that you made this a part of your day. Again, my name is Izzy. I'm one of the assistive technology instructors at the Carroll Center. I've been providing tech support along with assistive technology training in all areas. And we'll be talking about them along the way. First, let's ask the question, what is assistive technology, often referred as AT. The overhead slide says this: products, equipment, and systems that enhance learning, working, and daily living for persons with disabilities. And I'd like to add more to that, assistive technology can be a number of things. For example, it can be low-tech aids, like a handheld magnifying glass or adaptive utensils, to high-tech solutions like speech-generating devices or specialized computer software. And some you may know of already, and I'm going to give you some examples. You've heard of the term screen readers, and that's exactly what it means. Whatever comes up on your screen, whether it be a PC, your phone, or tablet, the screen reader is going to read to you what's up on the screen. Some of the popular ones that are out there now, and this one is free, it's NVDA. And if you go to the .org website, it is free, but because it's an open source program, those that are working on that would request some type of donation to further the cause. Now, NVDA stands for non-visual desktop access. Very popular program. The second one I'd like to share is called JAWS, another screen reading program. Vispero has that, or Freedom Scientific, and it's available to you for free for 40 minutes. And if you'd like to get that going again, you got to reboot your PC and you can have JAWS working for you again. It's a teaser. It allows you to use a screen reader just for those 40 minutes until you make a decision on purchasing it. And of course, there comes a cost with Fusion. Another popular program is Fusion. Fusion has both screen reading capabilities and magnification enhancements built into the program. Now, these screen reading and magnification programs are developed for computer users whose vision loss prevents them from seeing screen content or navigating with a mouse. So that's the key right there. If there's challenges now with you navigating a PC with a mouse where you can point and click, you may consider magnification type program. Another one that's built into Windows is called the magnifier. The other screen reader in Windows is called the narrator. Those are available to you for free. And another assistive technology device that I'd like to share are Braille note takers. Braille note takers have a built-in tablet, or I should say comes with a tablet. It's an Android tablet. And it also is a note-taking device that has a built-in Braille display. Now, the note taker could come with a Perkins keyboard style keyboard, or you can get one with a QWERTY keyboard. Now, there are a number of companies that have these types of Braille displays / note takers. However, they come at a cost. And because, like any product that is manufactured with components, including the pins that come up from a Braille display, those come at quite a price. But those are available and they're out there. Now, I talked a little bit about screen magnifiers. Now, the one that's built into Windows called the magnifier, very useful tool. It's free. You can load it on any Windows PC. And it comes also with visual enhancements for screen viewing ease. So you can enlarge the cursor, make it a different color. The same thing with the pointer. You can make these very large. You can also change the color on the pointer. And the magnification, you can simply magnify as much as you like. And of course, depending on the size monitor you have, and maybe the type of visual disability, at times a larger monitor may not work. But let's say that you have a 15-inch laptop, you load the magnifier, and you're able to magnify out just a bit, and it accommodates the size that you're needing, you're going to do well with that. But then when we consider conditions that have progressive disorders, or maybe your vision may have changed from last year to this year, you might want to consider using some speech output and become familiar with some of the terminology when you're navigating using a screen reader. For example, you might hear the term collapse, expanded, combo box, an edit field. Get acquainted with a lot of those elements when you hear the narrator, JAWS, or Fusion, so that when you navigate to these elements, whether you're in a Word document or on the internet, these make sense to you. Now let's talk about smartphones and tablets. Now, as you know, the smartphones, whether they be iPhones or Androids, provide screen enhancements. They provide zoom and voice output. The voice output in an iPhone is called the voiceover, which requires gesture-based interaction. So you're tapping on the screen, single finger double taps, a rotor twist, the scrub. All these are different gestures that are used on the iPhone. Another area, the Android phones have what's called TalkBack. And in TalkBack, again, you're using the gesture-based interaction. And as you navigate the screen using gestures, the TalkBack provides feedback or voice output so you understand what's going on an Android phone. Now, some popular apps that are out there, some can be used on the Android, but these are mainly used on an iPhone. I'm just going to mention a few of them. One is Be My Eyes, where you have a live rep on the phone. Another one's called Seeing AI, and that's SEEING, Seeing AI. Very popular app. It has OCR, meaning that if you point the back camera to a menu when you're out eating, it's going to read to you the menu. It also has a long document area where you can snap a photo, let's say, of something that came in the mail, a hard copy. It'll capture the image and then read it back to you using OCR, which is optical character recognition. Another popular app, and by the way, those two apps are free, Be My Eyes and Seeing AI. Another one is called Voice Dream. Very popular. It's set up to work for free initially, but if you want all the bells and whistles and all the functionality, there is a monthly fee for the Voice Dream. There's also Aira, AIRA. This is a paid subscription where you have a live rep on the phone who can assist in most tasks. And also the last one I'd like to share with you is called Roboca. It's a low vision app. So it's like having a handheld magnifier on your phone. A popular tool that's being used in assistive technology is the STT, speech to text, also known as the voice recognition or voice to text technology that converts your speech or spoken language into written text. It also allows users to dictate text instead of typing, which makes this a really valuable tool for your applications like Microsoft Word. In Word, you can use what's called Office Dictation / voice dictation. And you simply can navigate the ribbon or do a search on dictation to get that started. It works best with an external mic where you can dictate your document. Now, the challenge becomes the editing, revising the document when it doesn't recognize or when there's mistakes made. So there's a little process that you need to do to edit and revise that document. The last item that I'd like to share with you is another speech recognition software. It's developed by Nuance Communication that's now part of Microsoft. It's called Dragon Naturally Speaking. It allows the users to control their computers, and you can also create documents, emails, and other text area contents using your voice. And here you're using that same feature called STT, speech to text. Now, other assistive tools that are used are switches and voice controls, communication boards, and there's so much more available in assistive technology. What I'd like to do is first search for some of these popular apps that are free, see if they work with VoiceOver, see if they work with, when I'm on a PC, with JAWS, and make sure that they're accessible to me and also clients that I work with that have non-functional vision or may have some level of vision but require either magnification or some type of screen enhancement that can help the user identify what's on the screen.
Thanks, Izzy. Let's hand it off to Louis for the next slide.
Great. So I will be demonstrating what a screen reader sounds like. So Sarah, if you could pause or stop your share so I can share mine.
Thumbnail video selected. Screen sharing meeting controls. You have started screen share. Press F6 to
So as you're, if you can hear, you
participants can
probably
now see your screen.
are hearing my screen reader read out speech of what's going on in my computer environment using text to speech. I use the most robotic voice, but basically the screen reader reads to us what's happening on screen. So let's say if I'm wanting to read my slideshow, because I have the PowerPoint open.
Syllabus underline no intro to accessible universe PowerPoint slideshow dash intro to
PowerPoint slideshow. So let me
Land, slide
navigate
5
this
dash
and you can, and we'll see what's going on here.
land. Slide 5 dash listen to a screen reader.
So we know this is slide 5. This is listening to a screen reader.
Land. Heading level 1 listen to a screen reader. Graphic of an ear and sound waves to the right of the ear graphic.
And we get this graphic of some sound waves. And the graphic has alt text, so I know what graphic this is.
You have started screen share.
So I'm going to stop my share.
Escape. Ready.
Oops.
Screen share syllabus. Access intro to screen share syllabus. Screen sharing meeting. Alt.
And now I've stopped my share. And now I'm going to pass it back to Izzy, who will be demonstrating what a screen magnifier is.
Okay. In a Windows environment, you can load the magnification or magnifier by hitting the Windows key, and I'm simply going to type in MAG. Now, I don't have the narrator on, but in my view, I have the magnifier, and as I hit enter, it changed the screen on me. Let me see if I can update this.
March 13.
Now, are you able to see magnification on your end, Lewis? Or
You need to screen share. Yeah, you'll need to screen share.
understood?
Okay, yeah, you're screen sharing now, so probably a good idea to walk people through how you got the magnifier launched again.
Absolutely. I'm going to select a Windows key. I could go into settings, but a quick way is if I type in select the Windows key, type in MAG, the magnifier loads. I can hit enter. What I'm going to do is click on magnifier. And notice this magnifying tool, it's kind of a toolbar. And what comes up is 100%. And I can hit the Windows key followed by the plus, and it'll magnify it sort of in this way. What I'm doing is hitting the plus, and it'll increase in magnification. Now, in your view, this is a rectangle, sort of a rectangle bar, and it's set to 500%. And notice that the screen, because my monitor is only a 15-inch monitor, at 500%, this becomes a real challenge to navigate. Even with a 17-inch monitor, the more you magnify a screen, I call it, it eats up your real estate. So there has to be a lot of navigating using the mouse to find your focus. So magnification
Sorry
can
to
be,
interrupt you, Izzy. We're seeing your email. I'm not sure if we're seeing what you're intending us to see.
how about now? Nothing yet?
Still your email.
I'm sorry. Let's see if I can get rid of my email. Bear with me a moment. The control or shortcut that I'm using is Alt-Tab, and it allows me to bounce between all my open applications. And so here is an email that I'm going to get rid of. And what I'm going to do, since my focus is in here, is I'm going to close my email. And Sarah, what are you viewing now? Do you see my magnifying window?
No, we don't see your screen anymore.
Let's see. Anything now?
Hey, Izzy, it will let you stop screen share. So maybe to wrap up describing it, and then we'll move on to the next topic.
Yes. So the magnifier is simply a tool. It's free, at least on the Windows PC. When it's open, you can zoom in text. You can zoom in on images, graphic images. You can even pull up a lens to zoom in even further. But with magnification, again, the more that you utilize, the less you're going to have up on the screen. And what's going to be helpful is putting on some speech using the narrator. You would load the narrator in the same way. Hit the Windows key, type in NARR, enter, and you can use both combination magnification and also speech output called the narrator. You have magnification on iPhones, the Androids, tablets. There are programs out there that are helpful. The one I mentioned, Roboca, it's a free low vision app, almost like having a handheld magnifier that's available for you for free. There are a cost to that if you want to get more of a robust version, which you really don't need. But if you find that app very useful, I would have you purchase the monthly amount on that, and you'll have a full version of Roboca. Thank you, Brian.
All right, so our next slide, we'll be demonstrating some phone apps. It's wonderful to have these little computers essentially in our pockets. And for us as folks who are blind and visually impaired and working here at the Carroll Center, we're finding that there are so many apps now that will help us interpret the visual world around us. And it's great. So I'm going to do something with my sound here. You probably are going to hear some background noise from me, just so because I'm going to be using my phone to demonstrate. So I can sorry, my screen reader was going off in my ears, so I lost track there. So you probably are hearing my environmental sounds change, so I can demonstrate the apps on my phone by holding it up to the microphone. So. The first app I'll be using here is called Seeing AI. Seeing AI is I describe Seeing AI as the Swiss Army knife of visual interpretation apps. It's both available on iOS and Android. I am using the iOS version because I have an iPhone. But with Seeing AI, you can identify text, color, if your light's on. You can have it OCR complex documents. It's a wonderful tool. So let's think about this practically in terms of practicalities of when would you use this? Well, when would you use this? I have a box in my hand. I don't know what this box is. Well, as you can tell, it's
seal, KUL, color, cloth bullet.
One second. So I have a box in my hand. I'm putting it off camera just because when it was in frame, Seeing AI was already reading what that box is. But if I wanted to identify what this box is, I would use Seeing AI's text recognition feature, and let's see what this box is.
Sade, Stringjoy, gate, N, 9 low registered, Stringjoy, signatures, nickel wound, electric guitar strings, 9, 5/48 meters, 6 string.
So, obviously it was trying, it was orienting itself, it was trying to read what's on that box, but the box is a pack of Stringjoy nickel wound 6 strings for electric guitar, gauges 9.5 through 48. Another app that is kind of cool. It's surprising that it's still out because it hasn't been updated in a while, but it's still an oldie but a goodie. It's called Tap Tap See.
Tap phone, tap Tap C.
And
Camera
Tap Tap
button.
C gives you a more generic image description, and you can kind of tell that it's AI generated.
Camera toolbar. Camera button.
So
Camera button.
let's see what Tap Tap C may identify this box as.
Camera button. Picture 1 in progress.
Picture 1 in progress, so it's taking the picture.
Picture 1 is person holding blue and white box.
Person holding blue and white box. Not very useful, right? But if you're at the store, the guitar store, where I spend way too much time, you can ask them, the employees, using both of these tools, Seeing AI and Tap Tap C, and you can say, hey, I want the 9.5 to 48 6-string electric guitar strings, nickel wound, from String Joy, and the box is blue and white. So you're giving the employee the maximum amount of information, and they can find that that piece of gear for you. So I'm going to pass it to Izzy to complete demonstrating another phone app for you.
Okay. All right, Louis, am I coming through?
Yes, you are coming through loud. Not your phone though, but you are.
Okay.
You may have to screen share. Sarah is screen sharing at the moment, I believe. So Sarah stopped her screen share, so you need a screen share.
Here we go.
Okay, so we have your screen. Is there supposed to be audio from your phone?
I wanted to demonstrate, I have this connected to an HDMI and a port so I can display the Roboca. And that's not coming through as I share.
If that's the case, I can demonstrate Be My Eyes. If you'd like.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful idea. Look.
Okay, let's do that.
We're still seeing Izzy's desktop.
Yeah.
App switcher. Seeing it. Closing
So,
Seeing AI.
Izzy, well,
Home.
you need to stop your screen share there.
Return. Voice dream reader.
Open Be My Eyes.
Give me one moment.
Be My Eyes. Take picture. Button. App switcher. Be My Eyes. Tap Tap C. App switcher.
One
Tap.
second.
App. 205.
So hopefully this works. Hopefully this works because my Be My Eyes has been giving me some camera issues. But let's address the question: what is Be My Eyes? Be My Eyes is a service where you can get live interpreters from real people from across the world who are volunteers. Be My Eyes also has partnered with different companies to make their environments and products more accessible to people with disabilities. So you can contact, for example, the Microsoft Disability Help Desk through Be My Eyes, But the feature I want to demonstrate here
Selected. Be My AI.
Is-
Tab. 2 of 5.
is called Be My AI. So what Be My AI is a kind of a, you can think of it as a progression of those two other apps that I just previously demonstrated, TapTapSee and Seeing AI. But it gives you a richer description. So let's see if we can make this work here.
Analyzing picture. Please wait.
I just took a picture of myself.
A man with a shaved head and clear. Button. A man with a shaved head and facial hair is wearing a blue and gray plaid shirt. He has earphones in his ears, and the wire is visible. The background shows vertical blinds with sunlight filtering through. The man is looking slightly to the side, and the photo is taken from a close-up angle.
I was very nervous there. I'm glad that I didn't say anything bad about my appearance, but as you can tell by those three apps that we're demonstrating, hopefully that each app has its own use, its own situational situation case use. If you want Seeing AI to just read simple text, that's great. You want TapTapSee to give you a concise description, you can use that. Or if you want a very detailed description, Be My AI feature is your friend. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about what is digital accessibility. So digital accessibility refers to the practice of making digital content. Sorry, I'm reading, I'm using an assistive technology device myself, a braille display, and certain alerts just got kicked in. So let's begin that again. Digital accessibility refers to the practice of making digital content, tools, and services usable for people with disabilities. This includes ensuring that websites, apps, and other digital media are designed in a way that allows people with visual, auditory, motor, or cognitive impairments to access and navigate them effectively. So, Sarah, if you stop your screen share, I will demonstrate.
11:56 a.m.
Whoa, whoa,
Window
whoa.
camera.
I will demonstrate an accessible and an inaccessible website. So I will screen share.
Started screen share. Press
So I am sharing my screen. On my screen,
participants.
I am sharing my Chrome, my Google Chrome, and I have two tabs open. The tabs are the Carroll Center for the Blind, our Carroll Center for the Blind website, and a mock example of an inaccessible website from a program called Accessible University. I highly encourage you to look them up. They have some great examples and demonstration tools for accessibility. So I won't be covering every single aspect of why these two websites are accessible or are not inaccessible, whatever the case may be, but I'll point out several highlights.
The Carroll Center for the Blind dash. The Carroll Center for the Blind.
So first, our Carroll Center for the Blind website, we have headings. And why are headings important?
Carroll Center logo heading level 1 link graphic current page.
let's listen to that. So Carroll Center for the Blind graphic logo heading level 1. Headings are important because generally speaking, they are styled with visually, so a larger font. So we check this
Link shop,
here.
heading level 1, link font is graphic 287 by 160.
Yeah, that's seems like a large font to me, even though I can't see it. I'm sure this heading level 1 kind of draws your eye to it. The reason why we use headings and we just don't use our fonts to convey meaning is because it's too time consuming for screen reader users to go through to actually look at every single piece of content to check the font, and it doesn't naturally announce. So headings is a way where we can use the heading structure to get an understanding of what is standing out on the web page or the content that we're looking at. The next feature I want to point out is
A young girl with visual impairment smiles while holding up her cane at the New England Regional Braille Challenge. Children-1 graphic.
so this is a picture of somebody at a young person, a young lady at the Braille Challenge, and she's holding up her cane. And how do I know that? I'm not looking at it. That I promise you that. I know that because the graphic has alt text, and what alt text allows us to do as screen reader users or as folks with visual impairments is to be able to understand the significance and the meaning of any graphics that are being shown. So let's look at our
Accessible University demo site dash in.
our accessible university demo site, our inaccessible example. So let's see if we have headings.
There are no headings on this page. There are no headings on this
There
page.
are no headings on this page, but I'm sure
Ex-
if I scroll through.
Oh, one demos list of visit list dev list of link list welcome blank welcome.
There's probably text here that could be styled as a heading or be coded properly to represent headings that are being visually demonstrated by font.
W. Font is Arial 19 point.
Font is Arial 19 point. That's a pretty big font. That probably should be a heading.
Horizontal line graphic.
Horizontal line graphic. Means nothing to me. Not sure about you, but that means nothing to me. So this indicates to me that there's no alt text involved here.
Name colon edit blank name colon.
Now I'm looking at a form.
Blank left parent required blank. Left parent required fields are in blue, right parent.
Now we're hearing this. For this form, required fields are marked in blue. That's wonderful. If you could see blue. Not if you can't see blue, not so wonderful.
Screen sharing.
So
Intro to syllabus underline accessible screen sharing meeting intro to access syllabus accessible screen sharing me intro to accessible screen sharing meeting
I'm
controls.
going to stop our screen share here.
Alt S.
There's a quick question in the chat. It says, can the speed of the reader be adjusted?
Yes, your screen reader speed can be adjusted to be as slow or as quickly as you want it to be. So I'm going to reshare my screen and demonstrate briefly some good document accessibility practices.
Screen share.
Right. So my screen reader should be coming through, and you should be seeing
Participants
a document that says
Sarah
syllabus. What did you?
From Sarah Parker, is Durciel's mod everyone, yes, the speed can be adjusted.
Oh, sorry, I was just reading your chat, sir. So this is this syllabus. It's not accessible, and we'll see why it's not accessible right now.
Syllabus underline note accessible. Top of intro picture one image.
Picture one image. Again, remember how we said alt text is important to convey context and meaning? Picture one kind of means nothing.
Introduction to physics. Course syllabus. Introduction to physics.
Introduction to physics, course syllabus. Let's check out the font here.
Bolded, 16 point, steel blue on white, calibri, normal style, line spacing, :0 line.
So immediately we know this is bolded. That's wonderful. So we should be paying attention to this. So this should probably be styled as a heading, right? So, you know, if there's one thing that folks take away from this, please, please, please do not use fonts or colors as the only way to convey meaning. Please use the styles and the tools within the programs that you're using to create your digital content. They're there for a reason, and assistive technologies and screen readers interpret the content and structure at the code level. So for you, you're seeing
Course introduction to physics.
Introduction to physics, and that means something to you, and the significance is conveyed to you because it's in a different color, it's bolded, it's a larger font. To us, it kind of doesn't have that significance unless you use the styles in your program that you're using. In this case, I'm using Word, so I'm going to select this.
Selected. Introduction to physics vertical tab.
Introduction to physics. I'm going to go to my ribbon.
Upper ribbon, expanded ribbon, home tab.
I'm going to go to under the home tab is where all my formatting features are. So I'm going to go to styles.
Home, font edit, paragraph, submenu, styles button, collapsed, space, styles, no spacing, heading 1 button, 3 of 6.
And I'm going to style this as a heading 1.
Enter, edit. Course heading level 1, introduction to physics.
Introduction to physics. Voila! Now we have a heading. I'm sure if you're looking at this document right now, there are other places that can have other headings with because they're stylized as a different font. So you probably want to put a heading level 2 somewhere else.
Course still textbook.
Probably here.
Bolded, 14 points.
Bolded, 14 point. 14 is less than 16. So probably a next heading level down, heading level 2. I won't demonstrate that because I already demonstrated how to add a heading, but you know, you would if you were creating a syllabus here.
Louis,
Full
can you explain the purpose of heading in the different heading level 1s and 2s?
Yes. So the purpose of headings is it allows for quicker orientation. It allows for efficiency, and it helps convey meaning for a screen reader user to understand. Hey, this is important. This is the
textbook course syllabus heading level 1 introduction to physics.
This is the introduction to physics. This is the title of this document. You probably should pay attention to the content under that. So I'm going to show 2 more things in this document.
Course still textbook. Our sole text for this course will be linked. This book authored by the instructor.
Our sole text for this book.
Our sole text for this course will be linked. This book authored by the instructor.
Our sole text for this course is link this book authored by the instructor. Now, this book is not a very descriptive term, is it? What is this book? So we need to come up with better link text. So when you create hyperlinks, your link text should be meaningful. You shouldn't say things like this book. You shouldn't say things like learn more. Click here. The link should be describing its purpose. So
for this course will be linked this H.
So
hotel.
Let's change the link text here. So you can press your applications key or probably right click on this.
Application. Copy. Group. Open edit hyperlink. .. 1 of 4.
And you can edit this hyperlink.
Enter. Leaving menus.
Obviously, when you create your hyperlinks, if you're adding hyperlinks, you're going to want to think about the accessible name and give it a meaningful name already. But in our situation, in our scenario here, we're just editing.
Text to display : edit combo. This book. Computer braille.
This book. Let's erase this book and put something more meaningful.
Select all. K. Selection. Delete space.
Let's put introduction.
INTRODUCION. Introduction. O2.
Physics.
AYSCS. Physics.
Second edition.
SECOND. Second. EDION. Edition. Screen tip. Look and up one. Browse the web. Browse for current bookmark. Target. Remove. OK button.
Now we hit the OK.
Enter. Print view.
Now let's listen to that sentence again.
Text. Our sole text for this course will be link. Introduction to Physics. Second edition. Authored by the instructor.
Our sole text for this course is link Introduction to Physics, Second Edition, authored by the instructor. Intro to Physics, Second Edition makes a lot more sense than just this book. So now let's address the last thing that I would like to demonstrate here is which is at the top of this document.
Top of file. Picture one image.
Picture one image. As we said before, picture one image really doesn't mean anything, right? And for a lot of folks, you know, as you're doing this, again, you're probably seeing the document looks really pretty and really nice and really approachable and what have you, right? But you're really not sure if it's accessible. And you really need and want a tool that can make your document accessible when you're creating a document. And in this case, we're using Microsoft Word. So what do you do? Well, one of my favorite features of Microsoft Office is that there is an accessibility checker. And the accessibility checker is built into all Office apps. So Word, PowerPoint, Excel. Right, and you find the accessibility checker under the review tab. So let me navigate there to our accessibility checker, and let's see if our unlabeled image is flagged.
Upper ribbon expanded. And layout references tab, mailings review tab 9 of 11. Review proofing at speech read accessibility check accessibility split button 1 of
Accessibility, check accessibility. So let's press enter on this and let's see what happens.
Enter. Leaving menus, leaving ribbons, keep going button. Fix the remaining issues in the document to make it accessible to everyone. Media and illustrations, missing alt text -1 button 1 of 1.
Great. So we definitely have it flagged it right here. This alt text issue. So I'm going to press enter here.
Enter. Picture one graphic, picture one image. Enter image description edit. How would you describe this object and its context to someone who is blind or low vision?
So how would you describe this image and its context to somebody who's blind or low vision? Let's say I'm having a difficult time describing this image.
Generate description button.
I can have Microsoft help me generate a description.
Enter. Generating ... button. Approve button unavailable. Enter image description edit. How would you describe this object? Incorrect. AI-generated content may. Top of file. A close dash up of a logo. Blank. AI-generated content may be incorrect.
So
top of file.
Of course you get the generated description.
Blank. A close dash up of a logo.
A close up of a logo.
Blank.
And then you also get this AI disclaimer.
AI-generated content may be incorrect.
AI-generated content may be incorrect. So
top of file. A close dash up of a logo.
A close-up of a logo. That's great. But let's split the difference. Let's pretend that I can see and I know what this logo is, right? So I'm going to split the difference here. I'm going to
blank. A close dash up of a logo. Blank. Oh, blank.
Editing this generated description here.
Top close dash up of a logo.
A close-up of a logo. Well, what logo?
Space L. Lima.
Let's put university logo.
UNIVERSITY University. A close dash up of a university logo.
Great.
Marcus Tech learning tip back button. Enter image description back learning mark save button.
So now I can save it. Or if there's another situation, let's say I don't want to describe this. I just don't think it's important for people to know.
Mark as decorative button.
I could mark that as decorative, and that would hide that from screen reader users. But since we went through all that labor of going to the accessibility checker, having it generate an AI description for us, splitting the difference and adding our own touch by putting the word university, let's just accept it and save it.
Save button. Enter. Keep going button. Fix the remaining issues and
And there's another issue with tables, which is too complex to go over. So I'll just escape out of this.
escape. Tables. Escape. A close dash up of a escape.
So now let's look at our document.
Heading. A close dash up of a university logo image.
Hey, we have alt text, a close up of a university logo.
Heading level 1 introduction to physics.
The title of our document, Introduction to Physics, is styled as a heading, level 1. So folks will pay attention to that. And just like that, in 2 steps, we have the bare bones outline of an accessible document.
That's
Green sharing
awesome,
meeting.
Willis.
Okay.
I was just gonna cover how to do it with mouse clicks. Not everyone might be using a keyboard or know how to use some of the cool shortcut keys you're using. So if you are incorporating headings into a document, what you'll do is you'll highlight that text. Underneath the Home tab, there is a Style button in the font grouping. So you should hit that Style button, and there'll be a bunch of options in a grid, and one of them will be heading 1, heading 2, all the way up through 6. So for the title of a big document, you'd want heading level 1 and pick that. For subsections of a document, you'd probably pick like heading level 2. Maybe there's a picture or some kind of diagram within one of those subheadings, and you could pick a heading level 3 for that. You went over the hyperlink. So I think most of us probably know how hyperlink. You would highlight it and then right click on that, and then one of the options will be to add a hyperlink, and you can do it there. Of course, you went over how to make it descriptive in a way rather than just saying the traditional click here with the here being hyperlink. How can we make it so that someone who's blind or visually impaired can actually click on that link and know where they're going before they hit the link? And then the last thing you went over, which you did pretty quickly to how someone with a mouse would do it, you hit that review tab, and then you hit accessibility checker and went through the various options. Microsoft made it pretty easy from that point on. They should ask you questions and you accept the different changes. Awesome. I think that's about the end of the presentation. How about we do question and answers? We'll open up to the crowd for any questions.
Brian, if I could add real quickly, Lewis touched on Be My Eyes, and I wanted to share with the audience or attendees very quickly that you'll have another pair of eyes when you contact Be My Eyes. Literally, as a volunteer member there, you can call in if you've lost your keys, you can't locate them. You need someone to read a hard copy to you. Simply download the app to your phone, ask Siri to call volunteer, and you'll have a live rep on the phone that can assist you with everyday tasks. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's a great resource. I've been encouraging even able-bodied people to use it as a way to generate alt text. If you're looking for a fantastic way to easily add alt text to an image, you can use the Be My AI function. It's free for anyone to use. I will add that, a lot of what was shared, the heading structure and is really important for people with neurodiversity as well as people with blindness. The hyperlinks are really important for everyone, as well as the accessibility checker. The accessibility checker is designed to really test your document for any accessibility issue with any disability group, not just the blind and visually impaired.
That's a wonderful point, Brian, because I think there's a misconception that only blind and visually impaired folks use screen readers. A lot of other populations use screen readers as well. People with cognitive disabilities, people who have dyslexia. There's a wide variety of reasons why somebody may use a screen reader. And I will also add that the accessibility checker is a wonderful tool. It will catch a lot of things you need it to catch, but there's no substitution, no substitution for having your content be tested by people with disabilities. So if you have the opportunity or the means to do that, please do so. Please plan that. Please budget that. Please make that a part of your process.
Fantastic. I don't see any other questions, but thank you, everyone. We really appreciate your patience at the top of the webinar, and hopefully you learned something throughout this webinar about assistive technology or accessibility. You're always welcome to reach out with more questions, and we look forward to seeing you again next month. We will make sure all tech issues are resolved by then. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Again, I typed it in the chat, but we're going to do our best to get a accessible recording of this to add the ASL. And I'm going to post in the chat a survey. If anyone could fill that out, that'd be really helpful for us to collect that data. And we'll also send it out over email. Again, thank you all very much.